Working, perhaps, no idea. Well, I've been really useless at videoing lately, so I thought I'd better do a quick rundown of what I'm doing now. Basically, this will give you a clue. Yep, I'm squirting my car. So it's going to fuel injection. The idea is to get some better economy out of the blasted thing because it's undrivable on 5 miles to the gallon. Turn that up and down a bit. So I've got the injector blocks mounted in here. They're all plumbed in to injection type vaporizers and run a higher pressure. Same here. Injector blocks in here and here. My usual random selection of injectors I could find on eBay and so on. Time will tell whether that'll work or not. I've got my little pressure gauge mounted in there, and I've got another little pressure gauge mounted in there. That'll show me my gas pressure. And now I'm doing wiring, which we all love. So I've brought all the wires for all the sensors and everything back to here. And the ignition boxes are over there, as far away from the computer, which is going to go underneath here, as far away from the computer as possible. And I'm just wiring up all of the ignition boxes. So I'm threading these wires into here, like so. Like so. I've been watching a Dutch girl on her motorbike on YouTube crossing the world, and I'm starting to speak in Dutch. Like so. Okay then. So once that's all on there, this little flexi flex will run along underneath that tube strapped on there over to the other side. Then I've got the earth's already done down there. So I've got the powers, main power feeds to the boxes, and those white and reds are the triggers and the ignition signal to switch the boxes on. And all these are power feeds to the injectors, things coming back from the sensors, like that's air temperature sensor. What's this one? Throttle position sensor. Oh yeah, and that's the main earth for the ECU. It's a good idea to try to keep the earth separate from the ECU versus the ignition boxes. So I've got the earths for the ECU running down this side, and I've got all the ignition box stuff running down the other side. And yeah, various other gubbins. I've converted this, thanks to Rod and Graham, to 2 ignition signals, one for each distributor, and they are 45 degrees apart. And oh, there's a messy lens again. Close your eyes. There we go. Yeah, 2 distributor signals. Back engine's 45 degrees after the front engine, which I've found I can program into the Medusa Squirty software. 1 injector bank running one engine, 1 injector bank running the other engine. And I can have each injector bank running off its own oxygen sensor, so it can then self-tune itself, each engine separately, is the theory. So time will tell. Apart from that, what else have I done? I can't think of anything else really. No, I can't remember the last video I made. It's probably to do with the clutch, and that's all working fine. Still vibrates, but I've got a conclusion that may be to do with the ignition timing on the front engine being randomly advanced. So time will tell. I can now adjust ignition timing for the engines in whatever way I want to with the normal 16x16 map. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, I think. Up to yesterday, the entire garage looked like a bomb site. And now it's not looking like a bomb site, because I finally cracked and thought I cannot work in this squalor anymore. So, I might be too close. So, I had a massive clear up. Yes, I'm hoping this fuel injection is going to A, change my horrendous miles to the gallon and make the car usable. B, make it a lot smoother and a lot... well, it was pretty bloody smooth before it started vibrating anyway. It'll be a lot more powerful, I think, because on cruise I'm pretty certain only 10 cylinders were running, if that. Be a lot more less sensitive to airflow past the bell mouth because the gas is now being injected into the engine inlet about an inch from the head, behind the throttle bodies, so in the vacuum area, at 20 odd psi, instead of fluffing around out of the venturi going one way or the other, whichever way took its fancy, depending on the air coming past the bell mouths. So it should be a lot better in various ways if it all works. I'm not sure about the ignition boxes. I think they'll be fine. The ECU should be fine. But the whole thing's a bit of a voyage into the unknown for me. So, that's where I am. I'll bung this out, unedited. I've got any decent music playing, so I don't have to put any music on. What we got? Not bad. Bit of retro 90s. Okay, signing off. Hope this wasn't too tedious. Sorry for the long wait. Bye. There's the coolant temperature sensor wire. Indicator temperature. Relay. Oxygen sensor. O2. Confusion. Where's that gone then? Oh, what's happening? I've wrapped it up neat and tidy. Coolant temperature sensor. There it is. Sensor ground. And yes, I know my soldering iron tip is a nightmare. From nightmare hell of soldering tips. Oh god, it's the final bloody countdown. Not sure I can tolerate that.